So welcome to the coverage from the UKU Nationals down here in Southampton. You've got Tom Stiles and Jamie Banks covering this opening game for the day. 11 o'clock start, so we're looking... Oh, it's already gone 11 o'clock, so maybe it's going to be a little bit delayed from that. Maybe 11:15 we're going to get going. And Thundering Herd have been warming up for a while, and they're going to be playing against Brighton for this 3-4 game to go for Europe. Jamie, you're an old hand. People will know you from around the ultimate scene. It's very good to have you in the commentary box with us today. Have you seen either of these teams out and about this weekend? What can we expect to see from either of them?
I mean, I know Brighton are coming with a very sort of strange, eclectic mix of players and plays. It's different to your traditional offensive and defensive set, so it's going to be quite a clash of styles, I believe. And yeah, should be a good game to go.
It's quite a change up in the mixed division this year, with so many big teams last year because of Worlds. A lot of very, very good players had an opportunity to go and play at the very highest level in Italy, in Lecco, just 2 weeks ago. And this year, a lot of those players have gone back to their Open and women's teams for their club ultimate. So the mixed division much weaker than last year. Okay, so we are just been told that we're going to be starting at 11:15 on that clock over there, which is 4 minutes faster than my watch. So let's say turn back on again in 5 minutes' time. Then we'll be here with Brighton versus Thundering Herd from Southampton, the UKU Nationals 3-4 mixed division game to go to Europe between Brighton and Thundering Herd. We'll speak to you then. Welcome along to the UKU Nationals here in Southampton. We're watching the 3-4 game to go to Europe in the mixed division. And your commentators for this one are myself, Tom Stiles, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Jamie Banks.
Good morning.
The wind is very, very light. Little flutter of the flags at the far end of the pitch, you can probably see. But not much to talk about. It's nice and cool. Perfect conditions for a good game of Ultimate, I'd say.
Beautiful weather for it today. Should be a great game we're going to see.
We've seen these two teams in a mixed division that is denuded of some of the top teams that were here last year. This year just gone has been the World Mixed World Club Championship. So the top mixed teams were competing in Nationals last year in order to secure a qualification place for that. But here at Nationals, a lot of the players that were in those top teams have reverted back to Open and Women's, and so we're seeing teams that devote themselves to the mixed division here. Thundering Herd, a long time contributor to the mixed division, and Brighton, one of the biggest clubs in the UK with teams in women's and open and mixed, huge depth of players, and although I've commentated on a number of Brighton games over the years, I'm not sure I recognise a single one of these mixed players. So we do have our rosters with us, and we'll try and get the names out as quickly as we can. At the moment it's the 62 shirt of Elliot Canning, who's got the blue boots on for Brighton. They're in the blue shirts at the camera end, and Canning raises the disc above his head. And nice put down to the far end of the pitch as we get this game underway. 0-0 to score, so 3-4 game in the mixed division. Bit of a pause as they decide Herd are going to get things going with the disc to Brown. Looks for the backhand, not there, into space. Nice grab from Watts. Passes across, and it's Cooper sends a big disc up. It's going to be Chetan underneath it. Grab, that's a nice take from Chetan Padia. Good work in the middle of the pitch there from Cooper, sending that big disc. She's got a flick on. We saw her playing, but that was a backhand side put. Great work from Thundering Herd to kick away.
Absolutely beautiful.
Bit of hesitation at the start of the first point there, Jam. Just,
I don't know if it's hesitation or if they're just slowly setting up. Looks like a bit of a host act they're going for, just waiting for their players to get in position. So a bit slow in that respect, but then everyone seems to switch on and they put in the point.
I'm sorry, it was Alex Smith, the big number 4 shirt. There's two Alexes. There's the big number 4, Alex Smith, making his cut and presence felt in the middle of the pitch, providing the disc to Cooper. Karina Cooper with the assist. And over the years we've seen this Thundering Herd side grow and become a really quite powerful force in UK Ultimate. They've sent teams to world clubs in the past, yep, and managed to attract many big players over the years, London based. And over the years, many of the Clapham and Fire players have joined their ranks. The 50 shirt of Charlie Galloway sends a disc down, and Brighton start from the far end of the pitch. A little 1-2 to kick things off. Lots of compression at the moment, not really stretching it very deep. 87 coming under, but the disc goes across number 4, who is not on our roster. On the sideline now, pressure from Brass. Gets the disc out, beautiful break force there around the back, and looking for a cut into the channel. There was a cut there, but got looked off. And again, looking down the line, can't look too many of your open cuts off, or maybe these cuts are not open enough at the moment. Nice disc again to Becky Easy. And Easy's now looking for an option down the line. All open side at the moment. Does have to break around the back nicely to Megan Hurst. Hurst, beautiful disc from Hurst. Finds the space. Now they're breaking on the far side into the end zone, surely. Back foot was down first. Back to what was down first. Looked good for me. So Becky Easy gets the scoring underway for Brighton. It's 1 each. And some patient play from Brighton under a lot of pressure on that sideline for a good deal at that point, but managed to keep it moving.
No, keeping it nice and easy, you know, taking the breaks where they could find them, but still everything going open side until they got that final break on board, and then it flowed very nicely.
Easy does it, as you could say. We're literally here all day. If you want to get involved in the commentary, we'd welcome your tweets. I'm at Tom Styles, and Jam, you are?
I'm at the Jam Factory. It's where all the ladies want to work.
If you want to hashtag hash UKU Nationals, we'll also be following hashtag UKU Nationals, or if you do at UKU Nationals, we'll have keep an eye on that as well. But get involved on Twitter if you want to contribute, if you've got anything to add about the teams, or if you want to say hi to us down in Southampton, we'd appreciate you getting in touch. At Tom Styles, at the Jam Factory is the way to do that. And Brighton sent another disc down. A little bit of breeze just picking up now. No effect on the game so far to speak of. Padilla now.
Coming out with a nice flat 3-4 horizontal.
Smith, disc back to Padilla. Space in the end zone.
Ooh.
Takes his time though, not rushing things. Tom Jackson now at the disc. Jackson's looking back to Padilla. He's going to be cutting around, but loses his footing a little bit. And with the disc now, Jazz. Padilla going again. He's got time, he's got space, he's going to jump it in himself. Beautiful milking of the disc there from Jazz. Just floated in the breeze a little bit, caught it nicely, and very much involved. Chet and Padilla there, almost every other pass.
Yeah. I mean, literally looked like he was trying to milk it a bit too much there, but lovely hops coming from Chet. Lovely.
And there was the number 4 shirt, or was it number 9 shirt, of Laura Wilson involved in the middle of that point as well.
But no breaks coming so far. Each team putting in their own points. You want to see who's going to suddenly get that first block, get that first layout bid. Are they going to respond? So it's going to be interesting to see who can step it up.
So how have both teams been setting up so far, Joe?
Both teams coming out with 3 handlers, 4 across the middle in a flat horizontal stack. And no one really turning the D on hard enough to get the breaks for their players. The wind still sitting there just a little bit more than it was at the start of the game. I know we're only 3 points in, but might be a little bit of a hindrance to some players.
Well, it's just an extra factor to add to the pressure. If the other team are able to create enough pressure themselves, and the wind can be the little thing that tips the balance. Brighton coming towards us now. And there's very little for him to look at down that far side. Manages to get a pass out to Becky Easy again. Very involved. 15 is Miles Ticknell. Ticknell.
Great little player, Miles.
Nice work from Ticknell. Breaks the force and resets. Oh, that was a poor disc from 28 Hannah Brew. Just managed the disc was around rather than being flat, which is what it needed to be.
Of course, Miles Ticknell even started before he joined the university scene, having joined his brother down in Plymouth for a year or so, without even being a student.
So break force there for to Julia.
Oh, there's a huge D coming up there. Bit of a clash of heads, maybe a foul call. Bit of rough stuff coming in there, maybe a bit of handbags, not quite sure.
They're getting up.
But there was a bit of a hospital pass into the smash of 3 players. Looked like it's staying with the offense for the Herd players.
So that was the first turn we've had in this game so far. It's going to tap in. Kieran Costello, the disc, back to Julia again. It's McCarthy on the wing, into the middle, back to McCarthy.
Herd in this point using a lot of their ladies as handlers, creating the space.
Great tactic if you've got the depth to pull it off. And now one of the gents getting involved, but resets nicely. And Watts now looking to break around, does so with ease really. Nice work swinging it right across the pitch into the space on the far side, and just stretched a little bit too far It was a textbook dump and swing there from Hurd, really moving the disc and proving how much space you can generate if you can break the force.
And if there's a time to go airborne, Tom, that was it. That's a.
You're disappointed he didn't get horizontal.
That's a kiss the sky moment there, taking the disc, easy push into the end zone.
Was the pass a hero maker?
It could have been a hero. I mean, he's gone down in my estimation there, number 30. He needs to, you know, take them out of his wallet and start using them.
So Brighton in a bit of pressure in the corner now. Hurd have turned the disc over, but they've got a big disc into the air. It's going to be bids underneath. And a great take.
Down beautifully.
Ticknell managing to pick that disc out of the air. And Brighton on the far side, making good pressure. And a nice 1-2 pass. And it's easy again in the 87 shirt. Involved. Pass back to Cousins. Oh, that's a great disc from Cousins. Nicole making the pass right across the pitch and sends it into the end zone. No, doesn't. Was that a miss, or was it intended to fly further? Becky Easy was lurking in the end zone there.
I don't know what the plan was, Tom. Sit it up nicely, and she's just misjudged the wind slightly, like you were saying earlier. It's just taken the gust out of the disc and just sat it up too much.
So no breaks, no IOs is the call from the sideline. The McCarthy. Just a little reset, nice pass over the top. Again, the ladies for Hurd doing the handling here. That was a bit of a tricky disc, but it was picked off nicely by Dom Francis, who gets it out nicely to Costello. Costello to McCarthy. Working nicely to Francis again. Wilson.
Lovely break.
Janesk. This is lovely work from Hurd. Floats it into the end zone. It's going to be going up high and brought down beautifully by Costello. Hurd using their women as the handlers, but some lovely passes in the middle of the field, and Costello taking that high, using the physicality that Hurd have got here. One thing you were mentioning at the start of the game, Jam.
Yeah, Hurd they've got quite, their male section is very tall and very muscular. Brighton coming down a little bit shorter and on the sort of the nippy side, so hopefully with their 0 point there they can put that into effect. But Brighton will beat an open side with every disc there, so they're going to have to turn it up a bit. We just saw the replay there of that Costello take. It was a great bid from the Brighton player, hot on his heels. But I think if you've got position and you've got the physicality that Costello brings to the game, it's going to be hard for any defensive man to beat you in those situations. He's a big lad to deal with.
Grand. Just trying to find a way to sit comfortably on a wooden plank. That's not easy. But they had chairs at Worlds, Jam. But they had chairs at Worlds.
I bet they did.
Hands in the air from Brighton. And Hurd providing the disc. Big pull from Martin Brown. Now Cousins is going to start with the disc here. Very experienced player. And Megan Hurst.
It's Ticknell.
Oh, and a little. Was he expecting that? He didn't. He looked a bit surprised when it came to him.
He was still completely looking at the thrower, so I don't think he should be surprised there. Perhaps, slight lapse in concentration from Holt there.
Either way, it's in Thundering Hurd's hands. Brown looking left and right, options deep, but not taking them. Safe pass out to Davenport. Davenport, and a call on the play from Cousins. The ever-present number 4 of Alex Smith lurking deep, and that disc is a little bit loose. Great D from the 22 player, Carla Shilto. Needed to knock that out of bounds, and Cousins for Brighton now. First point, we've really seen some D's and blocks coming in. Hurst. Lots of players coming back to help her out now, swinging it across to Holt.
With it, Elliot Canning.
Canning's got a nice short shot available. That's nice from Tick to Ticknell. Ticknell is going to have to go back to Canning, which he does down the line.
Again, the line, lovely.
Pressing. He had a dump option available there, but he didn't take it. And now it's gone down the line. Big pressure into the end zone. Oh, superb grab from Ticknell, high above the outreach hand of Martin Brown. I think the herd were expecting Martin to get some D on that, but the shot from, is it
Amber Perrott.
Amber Perrott, the assist.
Beautiful down the line forehand pass.
Couldn't have been weighted
stunning.
any better, really, could it?
Beautiful, lovely bit of wind behind it.
More stats.
I love stats.
I love my stats. So, if you're online, welcome along. First thing I want you to do is get your phone out or get on Facebook and retweet the link to the video. So it's www.ukunationals.org/video. So if you do that now, share the love, let people know that there's live Ultimate on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet right now. You know, it doesn't happen very often, so let's make sure that there's enough people from the Ultimate community out there watching as it's a turn and Brighton given the opportunity to score. So close to the end zone here, but there's a lot of milling around and not very much clarity in the stack. And a disc over the top, it's a bit of a risky one, but it's going to float long enough to get there. Beautiful run down and grab from Jamie Whiteside.
Canning using the traditional Brighton offensive, quite happily putting the disc to where the player is, using any throw possible. It's always unexpected when they come out, and it's a lovely take down low on the Astro.
If Brighton had a distinctive style, it would be unconventional, wouldn't it? I think that's one of the, we're watching the replay here as he has to he was reading that all the way down. In this wind, that was not the most predictable of passes, but he did well to get there and then make the grab when required. 3 each is the score, and Herd, despite looking stronger throughout most of this game so far, are pegged back at 3 each. Brighton doing great to make the points and take advantage of a couple of Herd mistakes.
Coming out with a break for everyone at the minute, so could go either way, each one taken as they get it. But of course, Brighton, they train with unconventional methods. They'll quite happily put everything around. We know Felix, he likes to try his hexagonal, Barcelona, tiki-taka, frisbee, and it's always lovely to see when they put the disc to the open man however they can. Beautiful ball.
That was great, deep into the Herd end zone. So the first 2 passes, they've only just got to their own end zone line. Always a good sign from a strong pull, putting the opponent into a difficult situation as Brown advances down the wing now. Looking for the shot down the line, finds it to Smith. Smith's got options deep, but he's not going to use any of those. He's looking for a short one to Chetan Padia again. Chetan faking down the line. Wilson now. Wilson looking strong. There's going to be a cut into the end zone, but very well read by the Brighton defending man. Canning there, and shot across. Cooper to Padia. Looks for the inside out break, but doesn't take it. A lot of milling and not very much clarity. And forward to Brown. Brown to Smith. Brown continues his run. Lots of space open on the other side. Padia, beautiful disc from Smith. Diving lengthways. He grabs, feet just inside the line. Really using the knowledge between those 2 players there. And see a replay of that one, we hope.
Then we can watch how good Patia's feet were.
He was tippy-toeing around the line there.
It was literally a couple of ballerinas right inside the line. And we're just seeing him walk to the line.
So is a timeout call was there or not?
No, they're just walking slowly there, Tom. Oh, maybe.
So if you're on Twitter, we'd love to hear from you. We're following at hashtag UKU Nationals or at UKU Nationals, or if you want to tweet us directly, I'm at Tom Styles, and Jamie Banks, who's with me, is at the Jam Factory.
Yeah. I've been told I cannot swear.
Did you swear? Did you swear, Jam?
No. I'm just told I'm not allowed to.
Okay.
It's a bit like Davina when she goes on to used to go on Channel 4, and even Look Fly have told me don't drop the F-bomb. So big shout from Ali there.
Charlie Galloway with the put for Thundering Herd.
The roll just going out into the side corner, but they recycle quick there.
And Cousins with the disc for Brighton. And in the far corner, there's Static and not very much movement. And Brighton forced back into their own end zone, but a nice foot out, gets it moving quickly. And the disc comes to Whiteside. Having to make some big pressure passes to clear out of their own end zone there. Never a good feeling for a team. Easy now, beautiful cut and a great read. But the disc is not good, and the disc is going to be taken down beautifully from Tim Gibson. Reads it well, gets up high. He's not got as many options as he needs though. Scores up to 7. He's going to run out of time here. Manages to pass back nicely. Charlie Galloway available, but now Herd need to structure themselves. Cooper with the disc. Terrible disc from Cooper. Just put it right to the Static man. Or maybe the receiver wasn't switched on enough. If he'd been advancing towards that, then I'm sure...
looked like he was sort of at the end of his cut and was going to button hook back up the pitch, and she's just hit him on the turn, so he's got no ups.
Oh, great D. The disc from Hurst just a little bit short of the receiver. Lena Schnabel.
I think Schnabel was a bit guilty there, trying to take more yards into the red zone there.
Sorry, no, Schnabel was the D player.
Sorry.
Schnabel was the D player that got the block there.
I think it must be Anastasia there, trying to milk the disc into the end zone, but just taking too much time, and Schnabel coming up with the D quite easy. Ooh! Cooper with a great put down the sideline there, and the Herd player is not just capable to hit the sky and take it in midair. That's number 11, which is Julia Janissy. Maybe hitting the sky is just not in her nature. Oh well. And Brighton resetting again. Flat horizontal. Ticknell passes over. He's looking for a nice round the back pass, trying to break, takes the open pass to Ticknell. Ooh, lovely pickup by number 29, Megan Hurst, on a huge bid down the end.
Becky easy underneath it again. Great take from Becky. Looking left and right. It's got a shot on, but it's going to float. It's going to be high. It's going to be grabs underneath it. Just enough D from Kieran Costello. And Jamie Whiteside, no real complaints about that.
No, just again that wind being that little unpredictable pit in the game. Brighton not seem to be able to adjust to it.
Becca Easy just playing such a big role for Brighton in the middle of the pitch, and just tighten up some of those throws, and she's going to be a massive asset for this team going forward into the future. Well, for one of the Brighton squads, pass across the back, Cooper. And we've seen strong throws from Cooper.
Oh, could have been a layout D there.
No options available though. He's going to have to use the dump. The dump is going up the line instead. That was a really close call whether that was going to connect. But Herd managing to keep it rolling around the outside. Is it going to come back in? No, it's just that. A little bit too far from Julia Dinesh on the roll curve sidearm. Turnover forced. The score is 4 apiece.
4-3 Herd.
4-3 Herd. So we've got our own TV scoreboard here. We should be using that rather than the one on the sideline. Like never obscured.
Megan Hurst taking her time, pick up the disc, assess the field, see what's going on in front of her.
They've set themselves up right at the limit of her reach. She's going to send it.
Oh, Ticknell's going for it. Big hospital pass in the end. Oh!
That's going to be a score.
Is he in?
Unbelievable. Weather was...
Ticknell's already called himself already down. That
he was down already.
Great spirit from Ticknell.
What an effort. I mean, the disc from Cousins, she was right at the outstretch of her reach when she caught it, saw the opportunity early, but the disc was a little bit floaty. The 91 player Tim Gibson from
just flapping at it as a defender. Very bad form.
got to catch those Ds.
And Miles so close to picking up on his error.
Gibson's gone to the ground and he looks like he's hurt himself there. That's one of those slidey ones, probably maybe a shoulder.
Everything looks straight line over there, so maybe an ACJ tear. Oh, and
Jam is in the medical profession when he's not commentating.
I can't pronounce what it actually is, but basically a problem with is a rotator cuff in his shoulder. But he's walking around and his shoulders look thing, so he's not dislocated.
Gibson's been an energetic player for Herd so far. We'd like to see him back on the pitch for the end of the game, if we can. And Brown comes as his replacement to pick up the disc. Ticknell low and forcing throw to go backwards here to Galloway. Galloway avoiding the feet and finds Costello to Cooper. Costello again, nice 1-2, great cut from Costello there. He's got looking for the break around Brown. Cooper finding herself in loads of space, and just as we said it, she was looking for that next pass down the line.
There's not enough attention on the disc going into her hands, thinking about the next pass.
Becca Easy had made the cut deep. Cousins has dropped now. There's
double turn.
Gone back again, and Brighton not able to capitalise that. The speed of Becca Easy going deep after that turnover. You thought a deep shot there would have been right on. She would have
very rapid on her pins there.
And she would have had lots of space to take that disc down, but it didn't arrive. Herd have got it back after a mistake, a drop from Cousins. And Galloway to Cooper. Cooper back to Galloway. Brown available. Low disc. Grabs it off the floor beautifully. Galloway's disc not best.
The break.
He's held there nicely. Galloway looking for the shot down the line. Finds it.
It's a lovely
beautiful
pass.
Work. Kieran Costello into the corner. Makes it look so easy. Just get the break. Capitalise.
There we go, coming in. Oh, this is the hospital pass, and Miles Ticknell realising quicker than the Herd defenders. Oh
yeah, he dropped it as he caught it, didn't he? That was one of those ground
unfortunate
picks. Ground strip, is that what they call it? Is that the...
Yeah, that's the professional term.
Yeah. Well, great spirit from Ticknell there. It would have been hard from our point of view not to call that as in, but he knew, and a great example to all watching, how the sport of ultimate self-refereeing nature works so well, even at the very highest and most competitive levels. So a timeout's been called. We don't have any people giving us a signal, so I'm not quite sure entirely who's called that. I imagine it's Brighton that's called it. They're 5-3 down in this 3-4 game to go from Southampton, the UKU Nationals, the Premier UK tournament.
We've been using the age-old rule of 3 scores on the bounce, call the timeout, stopping the roll. It's nice to see what they're going to come out with now.
I read that age-old rule when it was first written down. I think Cy Hill had done an article about momentum in games of Ultimate.
Interesting. Cy Hill today is playing for Devon Ultimate.
Is he?
He is.
Oh, very good.
For some reason he seems to love the banter the team comes with, and has decided to play Nationals with us in the round robin.
Has he added a lot to the play?
He's made us talk to each other and explain what we're going to do, rather than just screaming like bratty children, which is always good from our point of view.
An old hand.
Yes.
Well, maybe Cy will be along later. The UKU. He's the UKU managing director, isn't he? Or
he is the head honcho. As Liam Kelly calls it, he's the man in the hole, throwing out the jobs.
Yeah. So, Thundering Herd breaking from their huddle. If you'd like to get in touch with us, we're on Twitter. The best place to get us, at Tom Styles or at the Jam Factory. For myself, Tom Styles, or Jamie Banks, 2 commentators for this game. You can also tweet at UKU Nationals or hashtag UKU Nationals, and we will pick those up as well if we can.
It's going to be interesting, Tom, see how Brighton come out now, see if they're going to do a change of style, either change the setup, because they have been getting free with their host stack. Are they going to change it about, or are they just going to change their defensive set to try and drag Herd back?
Indeed, the conversations in timeouts I always found fascinating. So many teams have their own style. I used to love watching Rob Alpin from Clapham deliver his timeout talks. Sometimes they were extremely noisy and extremely shouty, and others they were like a simmering volcano.
Just very quiet.
Just very quiet.
You see the storm.
Yeah, and you knew actually another one of these timeouts, and the next one's going to be one of the shouty ones.
Yeah.
So the game's underway again, and Brighton have got the disc. Holt swings it to Brew. Brew's looking for options. He's not finding very many. There's one coming now, but it's too late. He's looked that off too many times, but making himself available. Holt getting the reset. And 56 there. Herritt. Ticknell. Managing to get themselves into a bit of hot water here. Brighton, but finding the long disc down. Smith's underneath it, but Holt has got it. A beautiful chase down. And that's typical of Brighton. Not strong play at the start, looking off open shots, managing to get resets on stall 8, stall 9, and then a quick look down the pitch. 50-50 pass to a player being marked by someone who's 6'5" and very fast. But it pulls off, and a great disc there.
And it's literally not in the pitch until just past the end zone line. Ticknell with a brilliant put. Absolutely gorgeous. It's nice to see because, of course, when Ticknell did join the Brighton scene, he hadn't much experience, and they've literally pulled him through all of their teams, all of their training, and he's sat here now in the game to go for Euros. Hurd coming out, 3 women, 4 men. Orders being given about what positions we're going to play in. Will they stick with their girls at the back handling and the men do the running? Going to be interesting to see. So now 5-4 to Hurd. Brighton 1 point behind. Big pull coming down from Canning. Lovely take from 44.
That's Jazz Cuddy to Brown. Looking horizontal at the back. And the disc floats beautifully. McCarthy. Stuck. Stall getting higher. Ginesque. To Brown again. Close. Paddia cutting left and right. Nothing on the open side now. It's going to come to Wilson. A nice grab from Wilson. The disc was high and difficult.
Oh, look off from the swing there.
Didn't manage to maintain that swing pattern going across the pitch. Wilson now finds an easy open disc. Great cut from 32. Tom Jackson looking for the down the line shot. Finds Ginesque just short of the end zone line. Looking for the shot in. Oh, the disc from Ginesque was a little bit high. The grab from Wilson wasn't quite there. Just tipped off her fingertips. Those sorts of opportunities might come back to haunt Thundering Herd later.
There's only 1 point in it. And there's no reason for it to be a high release pass there. She was asking for it in her bread box. She was in the perfect position. And it's gone slightly too high for her.
There's perhaps a little bit of inexperience there. That's a sort of
could be
play you'd see nailed on.
Could even be a bit of pressure at the moment. Game to go. Brighton coming back.
So Brighton in the far corner with Holt, a big rangy figure. 66 is Canning. Canning playing a key part in this game for Brighton with his blue shoes. Oh, that disc is going to fall. Oh, it's so hard for Holt to get on the end of it, but the connection, he'd made a real great cut up the far side of the pitch, but the disc needs to be a little bit more floaty. And no wind to blame for that one. There is a breeze, but it's very, very light.
No, he's gone stretched out and it's literally bobbled out of his hand. Lovely bid coming in from Holt.
He would have been the hero of the day.
Would have been a hero.
If that had managed to connect. Cuddy now to Brown. Now the movement. And it's difficult to see where the next pass from those first 2 exchanges is going to come from in this pattern. Wilson now fanning Ginesque. Says no line, but Browns find it. A big shout from Canning there to try and stop that disc.
67 calling a foul on Canning's boots there. But he's got him with a hand of the disc. It's hard to see from down here. But play resets. We're back in.
Brown to Janesk. Much more active in this last couple of points, Janesk. But Paddy, Brown's there as well. Paddy was cutting. He's being well guarded here. Brighton guys know how fast he can move. Wilson now making great cut, looking for the shot down the line, but it's not there. Wisely putting it back in the holster, swings it to Cuddy. Cuddy's got to continue the swing. He had backup in the form of Brown, but Chetan Paddy goes to ground and proving what an asset he has been in this game to Thundering Herd. Great play from the Herd there, managing to consolidate their lead at the moment. It's 6-4 is the score, Jam.
Yep, 6-4 now. I don't know, is it backup or is Patio just taking all the glory there? And we're waiting for a replay here just to see if it'll come up. Because I'm pretty sure that disc was not meant for him. The player streaming in behind him was perfectly open to take a nice, easy breadbasket pass.
Martin Brown was certainly in position, but, you know, if you're in the moment, it'd be a sucker if he'd distracted Brown and left it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
I think because he caught it, all will be forgiven. So Becca Easy calling the shots on the line here. Do you know anything about Becca, Jam? Have you seen her play before? Certainly been an impressive showing from her in this game from Brighton so far.
No, she's been very, very active. You know, on O and on D, getting very physical with her mark and really getting easily into open space to receive the disc.
So her hand goes up to signal that the Brighton team are ready to receive this big disc from Charlie Galloway down the other end. And 29, Hurst. 1-2 with Parrott. And now to Shillito. And Whiteside on the wing. Looking for a shot down the line. Shillito's there and gets it just feet inside. Beautiful work from her.
Call just on the play, not quite sure what's going on. Maybe a pick or a check feet.
Tap in again. Shillito looking for the around. He's going to have to come for the dump in a minute. Becca Easy's there, not taken. No options available for Shillito.
Hail Mary, a high stall.
Oh, Hurst bidding and avoided skillfully by the 91 of Tim Gibson back on the pitch after his earlier injury. But Hurst was full prone position on the ground there with Gibson coming in hard and having to avoid her. But it was tricky to see how Brighton were going to get out of that. The dump option for Shillito just didn't arrive, and the forward passes weren't there. She had to put that disc up. There was no real options for her.
She got to 9 and there's no option. So it's turn there or send it for a hospital pass into the end zone. So
right move. God, beautiful rescue. The disc not intended for Simon Brass, but he manages to connect it. Good reading from him. Gibson to Cooper, catches high. She's got a flick on her. We're going to see something long, but no, there's no long options. It's back to Brass. Brass across the pitch, backhand.
Nice. Seems to be stacked very deep.
Brass. Big cutting, but not available to Cooper. Cooper's going to be high discer here. Bicknell comes and reads that beautifully. For Brighton, it's a steal, and they've got the disc looking for a long shot.
It's gone long.
Double happiness for Ticknell here on the cards. He takes it beautifully. A D, a pass, a cut, and a score, and the assist from Jamie Whiteside, the number 6 shirt. Beautiful work from Ticknell.
He's been racking up some brilliant numbers this weekend, scores and assists, and I'm pretty sure he's been coming down with a lot of Ds as well in form he is right now.
We haven't. Have we seen? We have seen James Wotherspoon. James Wotherspoon has got 7 scores and 7 assists, and we've barely seen him feature in this game so far. Maybe he's just keeping his powder dry.
Could be.
But if he starts firing on all cylinders, then we could be seeing a much tighter game than we're seeing at the moment.
There's literally 1 point in it.
6-5 is the score. It's a beautiful day for Ultimate down here in Southampton, just beside Southampton Airport, which has been very quiet this morning.
Yeah, it's been
no international flights to Malaga.
Could be all that volcanic ash coming out of Iceland. It's just grounded everyone.
So, Thundering Herd 6, Brighton 5. The Thundering Herd are in red, Brighton in blue. You're watching the UKU Nationals. This is the mixed division, and we're watching the 3-4 game, which is the key match in this division. This is the game that decides whether which of these teams goes to Europeans, the European Champions Series at in the end of September. Cuddy. Long option going, but not taken. Finds Bick. Pivots. Easy, stopping the passes. Paddy cutting left and right. Paddy has cut. Option taken away.
Ooh.
Pressure from Brighton, enough to get the turnover there. Holt. But a throwaway from Holt immediately. Miscommunication with 39, James Wotherspoon. Not making that connection. And after the pressure that they worked so hard to generate gets them a turnover, they throw it right back on the ground, and Herd have it once more. Cuddy.
That sudden rush of blood to the head, thinking you're going to score, and just miscommunication.
Not going to get too many options from this team, I don't think. Brown looks for a nice disc to Cuddy, but he's got Bick cutting deep, but he doesn't take it. Paddy's on the far side. He's got Wilson available, but it goes back to Brown. Wilson's now cutting deep. Shot over the top. Great grab from Alex Smith.
Beautiful hammer to the break side.
Holt just giving him a little bit too much space at the back of the pitch there.
And he is such a tall, very fast player. It's hard to mark him out sometimes.
Few of the girls been looked off in that point, I noticed there. Jan Wilson was available.
Yeah,
Bick was available. Both of them seeming to be making good cuts, but not taken. The boys using their own skills and preferring a male receiver option. Great grab we just saw on the replay there from Smith. You played a bit of mixed ultimate in your time, Jam?
I played a little bit. We actually this season in Devon we had our mixed team in every single mixed, which is quite nice for us as a club. But I always do prefer it when teams use all of the players, not using just the big guys just to punch the discs in. I want to see every player being used. So I like the way the Brighton guys and girls have combined, everyone getting equal shot, equal chance, and especially using the girls with Herd, using them as the handlers. It's they seem to have a lot more positive flow with the girls at the back.
Yeah, I think that last point from Herd was not illustrative of the way they play as a team. Generally, we've seen several points where all the handlers have been female. Let's see how the game develops from here. Score is 7-5. Herd just maintaining that 2-point lead as Hurst picks up. Canning makes a good first cut short. This goes to Whiteside. Nice cut again, looked off though. Back to Hurst, floats a little bit, but she grabs it. Cousins is available. Cousins run blocked a little bit there, but Hurst has gone deep with the shot. Great grab and read from Galloway. Just beautiful. Got his eyes on it. Hat came off, didn't matter. Nice grab again from Davenport. The disc from Janesk a little bit loose, but Davenport gets down, grabs, swing back to McCarthy. The ladies from Herd doing a lot of the work here. Galloway. Oh, the disc from Galloway. Oh, just manages to grab it from McCarthy. McCarthy's gone to the ground. She's called a timeout. Sensible work. Megan Hurst just confirming the stall count on that. That was an exciting bit of action there. The Thundering Herd ladies doing some great passing around, and McCarthy just using it wisely. And that all came from that big turnover. Megan Hurst shot deep. Beautifully read by Charlie Galloway.
Now it comes to showtime, you make one comment about them not using all of their girl players, and then the girls come out and actually boss the line completely. But lovely pickup from the slightly wayward pass there. Taking a face full of Astro and always keeping hold of the disc. Lovely to see him very calm calling the timeout. It'll be interesting to see. Do Herd now come out with a bit of a set play? Are they just going to do a simple reset? and how Brighton are going to stop this. Are they going to go the big, huge man? Are they going to switch the force? Recently, they look like they've been either forced in the middle of the pitch or just sticking with a bog standard sidearm force. Remember, if you do want to get interactive here with us, down at the Wide Lane Sports Ground at UKU Nationals here in the mixed division, you can tweet us either at Tom Styles or at the Jam Factory, or we are following UKU hashtag UKU Nationals.
Tom Hodgett has tweeted us, Jam, or is actually correcting you.
Probably.
He says, unfortunately, an ACJ tear isn't really a thing. So we're pleased to see whatever it was that Tim Gibson had suffered earlier in the game.
Okay,
he's recovered from it.
I'll go with Tom. He had a poorly shoulder.
Yeah, bad shoulder. Yeah.
If you want, I'll stop using my incorrect medical terms and just make things up.
If you are online, a couple of things we need you to do. Number one is tweet, Facebook, or do whatever you need to do to distribute the link to the video. That's www.ukunationals.org/video. If you're watching it on YouTube or wherever else you're watching it, if you retweet or share that link, then that's got the link to all the other videos as well. So www.ukunationals.org/video is the link to retweet. So that's the first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do is get in touch with us, but we're going to go right back into the action as McCarthy picks up the disc. Cut from Cybras. The turn of pace from Cybras was beautiful. Showed Miles Ticknell a clean pair of heels there, and the disc from McCarthy was perfectly weighted. You can hear Cybras breathing like a bull on full charge there as he...
Remember, Ticknell, he's no slouch there, and he's really sort of showed him some clean heels. And yeah, so that puts us at
oh, is it half?
8-5 into the half. Hurd taking it. Very happy there. Brighton straight into the huddle. Try and discuss what's going on. Are they going to come out, change things up, really rally deep? They're going to be coming out on offense straight away for the new half. We're coming into wind.
Myself and Jam are going to have a couple of minutes break here. So while we're taking that, please do get in touch, and we'll be back just before the second half starts to read any tweets or comments you've got at Tom Styles. If you want to tweet me direct, at the Jam Factory, and the Jam Factory's got underscores in it, hasn't it?
Yes.
Jam. Or you can anything at UKU Nationals or hashtag UKU Nationals. Or if you want to combine all of those things in once to absolutely guarantee we get your message, that'd be great. Just say I'm watching, or tell us something about one of the teams. That'd be wonderful.
If you've got any backstories or any local rivalries going on between these group of players, please let us know. We always love a little bit of a backstory going on.
And if you're watching from overseas also, we'd love you to get in touch with us here in Southampton. Coming up later on this afternoon, we've got the Open final, which is Chevron versus Clapham, and we've got the women's final. I don't know the lineup for the women's final. Do you, Jam? It's Sick versus Iceni. So that's going to be
all London affair coming into the women's final.
That'll be an exciting matchup. Those two teams, I don't think they faced each other in a national final before. So
no.
That'll be two great games coming up at 1 o'clock for the Open final, at 3 o'clock for the women's final. Yep. We hope you can join us then. Do share the link for the video if you're online now, and we'll speak to you in a couple of minutes just before the start of the second half and get your messages out then. Welcome back to the coverage from Southampton, the UKU Nationals of the mixed division, the 3-4 game. We go straight back into it. Elliot Canning with the disc for Brighton to Ticknell. Back to Canning. Canning's looking deep. Oh. Easy was there, but she was covered by Cooper, and I don't think he fancied that. James Wotherspoon now. Wotherspoon looking Ticknell off, finding Canning again on the dump, and Easy now. Easy finding Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon not wanting the shot into the end zone, being well marked there. Elliot Canning catching that disc well behind him, out of balance, but manages to connect. All looking at the hammer over the top. There's no space into this corner. They really need to swing it here. Gets it to Cousins. High stall count. Is it being questioned as a stall out? Costello asking the question.
During the half-time, the wind's picked up just a little bit more. Now coming straight across the pitch. If you look at the flags down the bottom of the pitch, I don't know if that's playing into the hands of the Herd defenders here.
Yeah, forcing that upwind break pass always a little bit more tricky. So it's going to come back in on stall 8.
Ticknell having a little point, telling where he's going to go.
And he sent it over the far side of the pitch. It's going to float out. The wind into the face was not quite enough. He did get there in the end, but it was already gone.
Whether he was thinking about a bit of a greatest and then just forgot to let go, Tom.
Ticknell saying, where was the hammer? Where was the hammer? That's what he wanted. But pressure on these teams now. So Julia Janesk. Comes to pick up the disc. 11. Low hands from the Brighton defender there. And Costello to the big
huge hit from Whiteside.
I think that's Wotherspoon, isn't it?
Wotherspoon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wotherspoon with the big bid. Cooper. Watts down the line. Good cut. Bit of a shoulder from Ticknell. Let him know he's being defended. Cooper, great work, great movement. And calm as well. Janesk finds the straightforward pass into the advancing Francis. Costello looking at his options, nothing coming towards him. Julia Janesk making himself available for the dump. Cooper now. Just calm, level-headed attack from Herd here on the edge of the zone. Francis, a little flick up to Bick. The last pass wasn't the strongest part of that point, but it certainly was effective. Bick with the score, Francis with the assist, and a beautiful work in the middle of the park there from all of the main Thundering Herd offensive handlers. And then
beautiful flow there, Tom. Beautiful flow.
9-5 is the score. Thundering Herd from London are winning this 3-4 game to go to Europe in the mixed division at UKU Nationals from Southampton. Out here we see that final point. Bick, good fake actually, manages to throw a defender, but the disc really didn't need to be that high.
Just sits up a little bit too much, and quite lucky she got a nice bit of hops on her.
She's got it down. She's got the ups, she's got the smarts.
It's all over it.
What's the five things that made... Not the guy's name. There's a guy in Canada. They said he was very dangerous. He had 5 things that made him dangerous.
Not Andrew Lugsden.
It was Andrew Lugsden. That was who it was. What makes Andrew Lugsden so dangerous? The ups, the smarts, the quicks.
Was it not his massive hair? He does have a massive bouffon. A Fellaini-esque bouffon.
Wonderful guy. Number of the one of the many number of high-end players we managed to get to talk to us when we were doing our Blockstack TV thing back in the day. As Charlie Galloway sends the disc down here, it's caught and it's gone deep straight away.
Hurst, huge put from Hurst.
Great grab. Hurst.
Whiteside takes it easy. Nice jump to Tom Eden.
And sends it into the zone. Holt looking for options. Again, they've come a little bit static and a little bit cluttered, and Holt is having to measure his pass. He finds Hurst.
Oh.
Hurst had the option there, but didn't take it. Puts it back in the holster. Nice disc across. Beautiful work. And eventually, it was... Spin around, please. We can't see a number. Oh, score. We're thinking score. Well done, Brighton. They score that one. 9-6 is the score. Again, Brighton have not looked as clinical. There's a number of occasions, like we saw there, where they've got a player on the edge of the end zone or in the middle of the pitch, and they don't look as well drilled and organised as Herd have looked throughout this game.
I mean, they do seem to get, sounds a little bit of a cliche, a bit nosebleedy, getting into that final third, and they seem to get a bit rabbit in the headlights. They know where they want someone to go, and if they're not there straight away, they seem to lose concentration and lose their flow.
So if you want to get in touch, you're watching online.
Especially if you're my wife, please don't ring me now. Lovely pull from Brighton, bouncing just inside the line.
Cooper to Cuddy. Cuddy across to Wilson. Wilson being marked by Easy. Which a great disc out from Wilson. Manages to find Padilla. Padilla has wound that up, sent it deep. Chasing down, it's Tom Jackson. Oh, look at that.
That's a hero-making bid there, only just missing.
Was it out the back of the end zone? But the disc from Padilla, and again the wind changing direction. It's now looking like it's going straight down the pitch from our backs. Down the pitch, straight towards the far end of that. So that might have accounted for the overcooking of that pass. Let's see that again. Here goes the disc. It's floating. It's high. Chased down. He gets fingertips to it. Oh, he didn't get his fingertips to it. But great bid from Tom Jackson. He got his own little highlight reel there. Holt for Brighton. 16 shirt.
He's our mystery player.
Mystery player, not on the roster. Pass around, that was lovely work, but the disc has floated up. Great defense.
Oh, might be a call here.
Lena Schnabel. We'll see the replay on that one, because from our angle it looked like a clean D. Maybe taking a bit of hand on the way through, but see what the players decide. That's the only thing that matters. Hand slap.
Turnover stands.
Turned over. It's always nice to see an issue resolved that way. Someone put in a protest. I'll have a quick chat about it. Withdraw the call and move on. Cuddy sends a disc deep. It's
huge swing.
Beautiful work from Cooper, catching up the edge of the zone, but she very calm, not throwing it in. Padilla now. He's going to take his time as well. Measured stuff from Thundering Herd here. They've made the yards, but they're not going to waste it. This is possession ultimate to Padilla. Padilla's looking for options. Got Smith available at the far side deep, but he's not going to use it. Cuddy again.
Big open
space.
swing.
Beautiful work. Oh, he had Cooper available, cutting as well.
Don't know why he's looked that off there, Tom. It's an easy score just to put in.
Wilson. This time it's Cooper available. On the far side, it's Schnabel that's making the cuts. Cooper's out of the end zone. He's got to. If this doesn't go in, they've wasted opportunities. And just as I say that, the disc goes down. And
there's no big strike to start with there, Tom. But
Brighton, they just feel like they've been let off the hook there because
there's so many passes that the Herd have looked off to put that disc in.
Yeah, easy now. In the middle of the pitch, swings out to the wing. To Holt. Holt looking long, he's sent it, it's gone high, it's going to float, it's going to catch in the wind. Ticknell's got to read this perfectly.
Oh, he's got boxed out by number 32 there.
Paddy, a bit of language on the pitch there from Jazz Cuddy, but he hadn't realised that Paddy had covered this. He's gone deep himself. He sent that one. That's beautifully measured disc. Beautifully.
There. Oh, they've still looked off the open man.
Paddy not in. Timeout this time. It was Lena Schnabel making herself available to that great disc from Jazz. Was it Jazz Cuddy that sent that disc eventually? Down there?
Yeah.
We see this occasionally from time to time where teams have seem to have done the hard bit to getting it down within the inch of their line. Don't put it in straight away, which is sometimes a smart move.
Yep, sometimes.
But then somehow feel like they've got to be 110% sure of the next pass before they'll let it go, because they've not taken that first bit of initiative.
And it does seem to be sometimes that first easy pass is the easy pass.
Is the easy pass, and that's the one you've got to take, because it's never going to get better than that.
And if you see them running, put it in front. They're there. They'll score. Have faith in your players.
So that head rush. I think we try to teach beginners and newer players to be calm, and after you've done something fantastic, just throttle back, have a think, maybe take a sensible pass. The conservation of greatness is a law which runs pretty thick and fast through Ultimate Circles. If you are going to do something fantastic, then you might do something pretty average afterwards. Cambridge Ultimate have won their game 15-10. They are going to Euros. Well done, Cambridge.
Congratulations to those guys.
Really good work with
the Pitchler reporting that both teams are trading points. Possession is a loose concept, though. Both teams logging a catalogue of errors. 9-8 is a score over there. I think that's Brighton and Kapow in the Open Division.
Brighton, of course, favouring the Mexican hexagon-based offence. Talk
me through the Mexican hexagon.
The Mexican hexagon.
The Mexican hexagon.
So basically, it works on the principle of always having the disc on the outside of your hexagon, with a 2-3-2 style formation, meaning that you basically got loads of triangles within your hexagon, only about 10 yards, 10 metres apart, and it's a bit like classic Liverpool football.
Right. So the person in the middle of the hexagon, the seventh man.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't always go to him. It can go to anyone. So you've always got an easy up the line pass, an easy middle pass, an easy break pass, or if you get really chumped, you can send it long to the deep guy. But as soon as that pass is caught, you rotate round so he becomes on the end of the hexagon.
I see. Oh, have we seen any of that going on from Brighton here?
Not from the mixed team.
No.
I think it more is wherever Felix is, it seems to happen. Although in the Open Division during Tour, a lot of the the lesser Brighton sides in C Tour were quite happily utilising it and making big gains in all of the times utilising it.
So
it looks like Brighton are coming out with a little bit of a clamp here to try and stop any pass. Don't know if they're going to try and do something spicy, or just reset and keep it easy and wait for that open pass again.
Game's in. Paddy is first disc straight away. Beautiful stuff from her. Just a big cut from Alex Smith. And when you're on the defensive side, and you've just had that big chat about all the moves that you're going to do and all the options you're going to try and destroy, and then they get it in one pass, it's always a bit frustrating.
The only other thing that would be more frustrating is when the dump guy just cuts straight into the zone.
No one likes that.
You've gone completely foxed by him.
No one likes that.
Brighton putting their O-line on, 4 women strong. Just with Canning, Witherspoon, and Ticknell making up the 7. Puts it 10-6 to Hurd.
We've got Cousins, Evans, and Brew on for Brighton here.
Cousins taking the reset. Quick pass to White. There we go.
Witherspoon, Canning sends it deep.
Ticknell's there. Oh!
It was so deep. The disc from Canning was long.
Knifed back into the pitch there, and Ticknell's thrown himself quite happily. The man's like a weevil. He wobbles, but he doesn't fall down.
You just wonder about the option there, because if you compare how Thundering Herd have been taking high percentage options. In fact, they've been turning down the low percentage option almost everywhere. And then you see Brighton throw a really low percentage disc to, you know, or maybe
a man covered by a guy who is probably a foot taller than it.
Yeah, so very different styles of play, and maybe that's a sign of the desperation that Brighton are feeling here. Let's see if they can get the foot back on the ball, as so to speak. Galloway with the disc now, finding Francis. Francis looking for Brown, finds Galloway again. Janesk on the far side of the pitch, lots of space over here. She's there.
She looks off the open player.
She was jogging a little, but she
might have been jogging, Tom, but she was 5 metres free.
Galloway with the disc from Brown. A little bit of a Wotherspoon infringing
bit of
Galloway a little bit. There. Coming back in on 0, obviously uncontested as he taps in again. Galloway finds Brown. Those two having lots of action in this second half. Francis is cutting. He cuts underneath. Nice cut from Francis. And Ticknall has had a switch up there. Managed to cover that player. Janesk just on the edge of the line. Looking for left and right. Tom Francis with a perfect little sidestep. He's very happy with that. Beautiful work. Steps around Canning. And the team as a whole have played brilliantly. And they're now starting to make Brighton look a little average on occasions here in this second half.
Yep.
Let's have a look at Dom Francis. So yes, that was his. Up until that point, he's not been big on the score sheet. Dom Francis. That's my other ones. So we've got stats here produced by the lovely people over in our scoring caravan. We get scores and assists from every player, and we can see that up until this point, Dom Francis, number 30, has had 1 score and 1 assist. So that makes his second score. So that hence the delight, but he earned it and take an opportunity to exploit the weariness of Brighton at this stage of the game. 11-6 is the score. You're listening to Tom Stiles and Jamie Banks talk to you about the mixed Division 3-4 game here from UKU Nationals in the UK, from Southampton. Wherever you're watching, welcome along. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. We'll be back at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock with the Open and Women's finals respectively. Big disc goes up to Becca Easy. She gaps it and she's looking for options going deep. Nice and calm as she manages to get the disc out to number 99, Tom Endon. Holt. Lovely work and a travel called. Travel called by Bick. Easy to see how that was possible.
And Parrott just taking the disc back there.
So does the same again. I often wonder if that was those sorts of foul calls or pick calls, travel calls even. They slow the game down a little bit, but I don't think it was the result didn't change at all there. Becky Easy had a good 3 or 4 yards on her player.
Yeah, there's I suppose the only thing you could see from the Herd side is the defender going to either make a huge, massive bid, or is the offence player just going to fumble the disc? Is that pressure of resetting going to turn over?
Let's see the replay. We're not going to see the replay there. So 11-7 is the score. Brighton pulling 1 back.
Seems Herd coming out using 4 of their girls on the O-line. Be interesting to see if they use them at the back again, or do they put them in the across the flat with their horizontal stack. Elliot Canning putting a big pull down, the wind, maybe a little bit of assistance.
From the back, Cuddy to Smith. Smith to Brown. Had to just check his run, change directions. Cooper now.
All
Cooper
about your
back,
glute muscles.
back to Cuddy again. Padilla Paddy being marked well by Ticknell, took him away as an option. Cooper now. Brown's removed as an option. A little bit of weariness in the legs. Back to Wilson now. Smith making his cut across the middle of the pitch. Cuddy going deep, not with the same speed as he might have done 5 years ago, but he is still very active, and an opportunity to turn missed. Ticknell chasing that down, but it's there from Lena Schnabel. Kept her nerve as Ticknell came in at pace to try and add pressure to that disc.
He put a hand up to try and get the D, but she's got it safely in between her two hands there. I don't know if we'll get to see a replay of it, but he was motoring down there with only eyes on the disc.
Great work from Thundering Herd, the team from London. Here we go, see that pressure again. So disc across, floats. Lena Schnabel in masses and masses of space.
He makes up huge amounts of ground.
She must have had him in a peripheral vision, especially as that hand came across. He was so close to getting a block there.
That is centimetres away from being a block.
And great vision from him in the first place to realise that that was the threat, and his man
peeling off and getting there.
Left. Good.
A little bit of coaching there from Stephen Smith. Lovely pink hat Smith he's wearing.
And we see Galloway talking to the Thundering Herd team. They lead 12-7 here in the game to go to Europe. Looks like they might have got this one wrapped up now, unless Brighton can come on a heck of a charge. But that's not looked too likely the way they've played so far in this game. If they can turn something about now, they've always got that that high risk style of play that they have. Always has got the risk of everything connects all of a sudden, and all of a sudden they're in the lead.
They are unconventional, unpredictable. You never quite know what's going to come out.
Sends it, Becky Easy chasing this one down. That could be a fantastic disc. Beautiful
Lovely
stuff. The 28 shirt of Hannah Brew, seeing her buddy Becca Easy sprinting deep, knowing that that's the receiver I can hit, and sending a perfectly weighted into wind sidearm shot.
Beautiful disc, beautiful.
So where's that Brighton been all game?
This is what I mean, Tom. Sometimes they'll come out and they'll actually destroy you on 1 point, and then they seem to wander off. So it might be which Brighton's turning up for this second half. Can they make the comeback?
So that's the disc out. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Into the wind.
Halfway.
Becca Easy was such great speed, slowing a little bit in the end, but the disc was absolute perfection, wasn't it, from Hannah Brew.
Sometimes I do wish we'd had more celebrations in Ottawa. Bit like goal celebrations, but you know, not everyone has to spike it. Bit of comedy sometimes.
The higher end teams, especially in the Open division, seem to have nailed their full pitch invasion at every point celebrations.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Tom Endine, going for Endine, I think. With the pull there, number 99. As it's Cooper. Cooper's been absolute solid handling for Herd in the green hat.
I mean, in the warm-up, she was bulleting this down the line, pinpoint.
It's actually been impressive to see her just be rock solid. Nothing too exciting. Bick now with the disc for Herd, and there's a pick in the middle of the cut, in the middle of the stack there. Yeah, Cooper's. We saw her warming up, and she's definitely got some passes on her. But in this game, she's just been like the brick in the middle of this.
She's been very consistent.
Brilliant attacking play, and she's there again with the green hat for Thundering Herd. So we might put the anti-Midas touch on her for a minute there. Tom Jackson, Paddy making himself available. Bick making herself available. Low grab from Wilson there. Good solid team play again from Herd. Paddy coming. Paddy's been barged off the disc by Whitehouse.
Oh, he's put the disc up there. Could it be an easy pass? No, he's looked it off.
Bick coming. Not going to use that. Cuddy going back. Cooper available. Goes to Cuddy. Only man needed. Only man there. But he saw Tom Endine just take a step to the side. Thought he might be clearing out and try to hit Bick. But it didn't work.
Ticknell making the space, taking the easy pass.
Ticknell to Holt.
To Endine. Amber Perrota. Big swipe frame.
Whiteside. Perrett again. Options. Oh, Paddy just beautifully seeing that was going to happen, reading it nicely, but Holt getting there first. Paddy's been a big asset for Hurd so far as well. Really distinctive player with his low stature, fast changes of direction and quick turns of pace.
He is very explosive.
And read that disc beautifully, knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But Hurst had already got his speed up and was coming through. Brown has switched onto the pitch now as Paddy takes a sub. The tap in is going to come. And we don't have the 16 shirt, big guy, on our
Hannah Brew, Team Ticknell, takes it back.
Brew again.
Oh, she's looking.
She was indeed looking. Ticknell was gone deep, but the cut was not down the line.
Beautiful swing there from Brian Eden.
Indeed, yeah. And Whiteside goes to the ground, but there's a lot asked of Whiteside there with that disc from Endine.
Right down by his bootlaces. Very hard to pick up.
Cuddy to Smith. Smith looking at Brown in the end zone. Cooper's going deep as well. They are the four horizontal. Wilson now making a great cut across the front to get that disc, and Brown's going for the deep shot. Cooper back and available again. Such solid play. Cuddy with the disc once more. Smith through the middle. Cuts from Bick and Brown. Brown's there. Great disc. Great work from Hurd. Every person in that team doing their part. Never stop running. Never stop cutting for each other. Impressive stuff from Thundering Hurd. They're playing so well. And the score is 13-8 to Thundering Hurd.
No, beautiful break just to hit the open player. Very beautiful play. Makes it look easy.
I see some of the Clapham players.
Just getting ready for their...
There's Giacomo Maltman in the #1 shirt on the sideline, just flexing up. Bit of running on the spot.
Their new look away strip.
It's colourful.
I'll give you that.
Can you read the numbers on the back? It's all you're going to care about soon.
Just about, so that's always good.
The black and white and the white on black was always nice and easy to read. And these Thundering Hurd shirts, congratulations to them for choosing a design we can read from distance as well. And Brighton have also, you know, very easy to read.
Yeah, I don't like these little numbers on the back. Not a big fan of that.
No.
That helps nobody.
Yeah, no, I don't think many people think about the commentators when they're choosing the aesthetic of their typeface on their back, but for me, that's all I'm really looking at. Can I read your number? Can I read it from 100 yards away? Schnabel marking. Becca easy again to Cousins. Out to Holt.
Hugging the touchline holders. He's looking for a dad backhand.
Wasn't it? But Cousins has got the disc, and it was a high stall. Alex Watts just questioning how high. Wind changed in direction again, Jam.
It's very swirly.
1 minute it's been downwind, away from us, and the next minute it's a crosswind from our left to our right.
I mean, there's always the talk about having to stick frisbee in stadiums, but at this minute we're getting the wind like it is there already.
Elliot Canning going to ground there, looking at Becca easy going deep, but she's been marked out, and she comes back under as the disc goes across the pitch from Brighton to Cousins. Cousins finding Canning again. Canning had the option to put it there. Shillito to Easy. Easy to Holt. Holt looking deep, but Wotherspoon's going to chase this one down. He's going to read it. He's going to have to cut so hard. Suddenly that disc didn't stall, didn't hold in the air, didn't give it enough time for Wotherspoon to chase it down.
And we're talking about big moments where Brighton can step up a gear. That's a moment there, Tom. He puts himself in the air, he takes that down. I reckon he's got a big.
You expect nothing more than ultimate greatness.
I will.
At any moment, anyone
If
could
this is the
fly.
game to go, Tom, you want to be able to prove yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a walk in the park.
So Herd have got this game 13-8 up, and they have got the disc after that turnover. After the disc went to ground, Julia Janesk. Oh, and brilliant run through D from Megan Hurst there. Saw it early, and Lena Schnabel just slowing a little as she came into that disc, giving Hurst the opportunity. But a great turn of pace from the 29 shirt. And makes it count. Disc from Cousins to Elliot Canning. He grabs the disc and rescues another point.
I'm not sure if the disc was supposed to go to Holt there, Tom. Brighton a bit slow on the transition.
But Holt switched off for a moment.
Well, no, he was just quite happily strolling back into the stack, not paying any attention. But, of course, Cousins has seen him.
So that's a replay of that block from Hurst.
But luckily, Canning is quite happily there, switched on, taking the break pass.
(13-9) the score. So straight after this game, for the first part of the Open final, we're going to have Steve Giguere and Dave Pitchler. And then for the second half, I think it might be myself and Dave Pitchler, or myself and Steve Giguere, depending on which one of them is feeling the most talkative.
Dave always did have a lot to say. He's a very beautiful man.
So,
sidearm pull. Very
nice. Yeah, lovely from Hannah Brew. Had a few moments of real highlights from Hannah Brew in this game, and a couple of nervy spots as well. But Thundering Herd with the disc now. Sends that one low, too low. The wind just catching it perhaps. Too low for 31 shirt of McCarthy.
Brighton nice and slow, setting themselves up, not in a rush.
They can score this and get on a bit of a roll here. Brighton are not out of this game yet. Brew looking for disc over the top to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon waves at it. Back to Brew. Brew's looking for the swing. Swing didn't go. Look for the inside out. That didn't go either. Down the line. Wotherspoon not using it. Cooper covering that disc nicely. Knew the option was there.
Oh, Seba, beautiful.
Oh, it was almost beautiful, but well read by the 31 shirt of McCarthy. Not looking down the line, is looking down the line to Cuddy. Cuddy into the end zone.
Position.
Brown is there. Brown grabs it happily. And from looking like they might score one of their own, they concede another. 9 to Brighton, 14 to Thundering Herd. Scoring quickly and confidently.
Poor Martin Ticknell's been caught off. Here we just see a replay here. Herd taking a lovely run through D.
Yeah, number 16 for Brighton there, the handler of that error. We don't have him on our roster.
He is unknown player.
So he's lucky in this case, Jam.
Cannot be named and shamed.
No, he cannot be talked about. But no doubt he'll look back at that one and realise the error. But pressure from McCarthy was also present and used to capitalise on any mistakes that are there. There was also that disc was across the wind as well, so with that leading edge up, it was always going to blow back towards the receiver. A little bit too much in this case. Tim Gibson. Big put. Caught at the front of the end zone by Wotherspoon to Hurst. Hurst to Cousins. Those three been doing a lot of handling. Canning now. Just moving around a little bit, finding Hurst.
Oh, he sent it. Oh, it's Blady over.
Horrible. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Hurst, that was Holt. My apologies. It wasn't Holt. Was it Wotherspoon? It was Wotherspoon, wasn't it?
Wotherspoon to Holt. James Wotherspoon not really living up to his numbers in this game.
He's had such a strong tournament thus far. Very big performance. Julia Janesk. to Francis.
Oh!
And that time Wotherspoon did get the touch. Holt looking. Who's he looking for? Becker easy. Not able to get that disc away. McCarthy blocking it. Beautiful disc around McCarthy. Past Jeunesse to Hurst. Scores nicely, and the lady connection there. Hurst and easy there. Obviously a popular pass, popular combo at practice, I imagine.
It seems
that one,
to work
yeah.
very efficiently. The little dink past and come back. More associated with your slightly older players because they don't have much turning spectrum. That sudden explosion of a step and then just stop moving. That puts our score now. Herd 14, Brighton 10. Tom, you might be able to explain to me. A lot of top teams now, they've got one player always kneeling in front of them on one knee. Why?
I think it's so that the other team can see who they can mark up against. It's out of courtesy to the opposition.
Okay.
If there's 8 players that they can see, they don't know which one's which. So when they're doing the talking, they kneel down. Sometimes you see 3 of them.
Yes.
Like a little shrine.
Like they're sort of paying homage to their players.
Yeah.
Canning coming up with a lovely big pull here. Oh, he's sat up on the wind. Lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe too big.
No.
Oh no, he's right at the back there.
And that's always a good start to the play for Brighton. Heard right at the back of the end zone. Brown now with the disc. Oh, Smith set off at a pace, but Brown hasn't found him. Manages to find Wilson. Galloway looks around, finds Brown. Lovely cut from Brown there. He sent it with a bit of an angle on it. Too much angle as it happens. And Smith sees the disc, goes to ground. He was probably free for that deep shot as well from Brown had it come off.
He was perfectly free there, Tom. Any other disc, he's in. Even not with the score, there's an easy pass sat in front. He could even do a cheeky over the shoulder pass to score.
So Brew for Brighton.
We know she's got the disc skills.
Finds Whiteside. Whiteside to Endine. Endine looking for Brew. Finds Perrette. And back to Brew. Winds up. Almost sends it. Canning.
Oh, pick called in the middle of play.
Yeah, I think there's Endine over there who's just found himself in a little bit more space. Jazz Cuddy getting blocked on the way through. So it's not Endine. It's number 16, our mystery player.
Our mystery player using all of his ninja type stealthiness.
Yeah.
Nobody knows his name. Nobody knows where he's from. And he just drifts away.
Uh, 28. Hannah Brew for Brighton. Taps. Gets to tap in, and the disc is not going to come back with this win.
It might.
No.
Heard quite happily just taking it away.
Yeah, the wind has gone from going straight from on our backs down the pitch. Now it's going across from our left to our right. Brown comes to fetch that disc, jumps high, catches. Looking for options, not finding it. Good pressure from Brighton as they step up, trying to force into the wind, but the force has been... Oh, it's not into the wind. It was a sort of straight up for the force for the first 2, and now it's a downwind force.
This could be it.
There we go, and Thundering Herd have taken the game. 15-10. They go to Europe. They've taken the UKU Nationals 3-4 game. So they have won 3rd place at the UKU Nationals in the mixed division. Brighton defeated. That result looking likely from a fair distance out. Thundering Herd not really feeling the pressure.
And just watching the replay here, he sent it from just halfway. Smith beautifully reading the disc. The Brighton player nowhere near it.
So good team effort from the Herd there. Player of the game, Jam?
I've got to go with Cooper.
I think
She was so consistent at just dictating the play at the back. On the male side, Smith.
Smith was good, yeah. I thought Brown had a great game as well, doing very well, and Padilla I thought also well. But I think I would go with you there. I thought Cooper played fantastically. We're going to wrap this up now, and sorry, should we give her a first name as well? Where is Cooper? Karina Cooper. We've just been using last names, but Karina Cooper in the green hat, number 84 for Thundering Herd, is the Tom and Jam Player of the Game. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Bruno.
So we'll be back at 1 o'clock with the Open final, Clapham and Chevron, a repeat of quite a few classic finals here at UKU Nationals. It'll be Steve Giguere and Dave Pitchler on the commentary team there, and at least till half time. So if you are around and you're online, please do tweet out or share the link to the website, which is www.ukunationals.org/videos. That's the link to send out. So it's got all the games for today and the games from yesterday on there. So please share that link as widely as you can, and let us know if you want to get in touch. I'm at Tom Styles, at the Jam Factory is Jam. If you want to speak to Steve Giguere, he's on at Stephen Giguere, and I think Dave Pitchler is David Pitchler 83. So any of those tweet points, you can get in touch with us. Obviously we're following UKU Nationals and hashtag UKU Nationals as well. So Twitter's a place to get in touch. We'd really love you to be involved in our coverage of the Open final and the women's final from 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Until then, it's Tom Styles.
I've been Jamie Banks. Thank you very much.
Signing off until later on.